you can't find a job, can you? Your resume could actually be the reason. I'm going to break down my exact approach to structuring a resume that's gotten me results every time. Once you have this information, you will never have trouble finding a job again. So there's a lot of information that we're going to cover. So I'm going to break this down into 2 videos. This video will be part 1, and I'll have a link to the video of part 2 towards the end, so stick around. Understand this, I am not an advocate for working for other people forever, but I know that some of us have to, or some of us want to. I have almost 20 years experience as a recruiter. I've recruited for a lot of different industries, from healthcare to construction, corporate to technical. I know what recruiters are looking for, and I know how to make you stand out no matter what type of job you're applying to. You don't want to miss any of this, so get a pen and paper so that you can take notes, pause the video where you need to, really take your time with this, because once you have this information, you will never struggle again. But before we get into it, subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. That's going to let me know that this content is helpful, and it lets me know that's something that you want to see in the future. Now, here's the deal. Most resumes are seen by an ATS, or an Applicant Tracking System, way before a recruiter even lays eyes on it. You want to think of the ATS as a gatekeeper. What it does is it scans your resume for keywords that show up in the job description, and it highlights those words in yellow so that when the recruiter opens it, they're going to see those highlighted words right away. If there aren't many keywords highlighted, they're going to assume that you don't qualify for the position, and they're going to move on in just a few seconds. So sprinkling in as many relevant keywords from the job description as possible is crucial. You only have 3 to 4 seconds to keep the recruiter's attention before they move on. Every section of your resume, from your summary to your experience, is a chance to include those keywords naturally, okay? So there are many ways to build a resume, but the structure that I'm going to show you has proven itself over and over again. It starts with the heading. That's followed by a professional summary, which is followed by a keywords section, then qualifications, work experience, and finally your education. This setup doesn't just look good, but it's also strategic. Each section builds on the last, and it guides the recruiter's attention from one relevant detail to the next. So what we're going to do is use a job description for a basic customer service representative. We're going to reference that job description as we build the resume. So let's break it down section by section, starting with the heading. And I know what you might be thinking. Does the heading really matter that much? Absolutely. You want to make sure that your heading is clear and professional. This is your first impression. So make sure your name, your phone number, your email, your LinkedIn profile if you have one, make sure all of that is front and center. Use a clean font, you guys. Don't get fancy with colors. Keep it simple. This isn't the time to play around with style. It's about clarity. And make sure your email is professional. Skip the old cutie pie 1995 email and keep it straightforward, something like your last name and your first initial. It's a simple thing, but so important. The next section is where you can make a powerful, strong impression, and that's the professional summary. This part is all about giving the recruiter a quick snapshot of who you are and what you can bring to the table. You want to think of this as a mini elevator pitch. And here's a pro tip. Mention the company's name and refer back to their mission or values toward the end of your professional summary. So what you want to do is go to their website to see their mission and values and reference that in your summary. This shows that you've done your research and that you align with their goals. So for example, you go to their website and you see their values, and one of the values that they list is customer empathy. In your professional summary, you could say, dedicated to delivering empathetic, results-driven customer service in line with company X's commitment to customer satisfaction. You see how we did that? So how do you build your summary? You want to start your summary with an impactful adjective like results-driven or dedicated. After that adjective, you want to include the exact title of the job you're applying for. And then after that, you want to list your top skills and finish your summary by including a sentence on how you align with their mission and values, just like we talked about. So if we look at the job description for the customer service representative, we can pull directly from it. So if the qualifications of the job description mentions that they're looking for someone with 3 years experience, or they're looking for someone who has experience managing high volume inquiries, and you look at the job duties or responsibilities and they mentioned resolving complex inquiries, You might say, for instance, results-driven customer service representative with 3 years of experience managing high-volume inquiries and resolving complex customer issues. See how we did that? We have the adjective, we have the job title, and we mentioned some of the aspects that they're looking for in the qualifications or the job duties and requirements. Then you want to make sure to mention any tools or communication skills that you have that are relevant to the job or any other information you think is important. The whole idea here is to pull words and phrases directly from the job description and add them to your resume. This sets the stage for the rest of your resume, you guys, and it gives the recruiter a reason to keep reading. Also, the reason the professional summary is placed at the top of your resume is very simple. Recruiters don't have time to dig through the whole resume just to figure out who you are. They'll see the summary at the top right after your name and contact details, and it'll give them a reason to keep reading. Are you finding value in this so far? The best way to let me know, honestly, is by subscribing if you haven't already. And I also want you to leave a comment as well and let me know if you found this useful and if you would like to see more videos like this. Okay, so here's something a lot of people overlook: keywords. There should be a keyword section in your resume, and you should also have keywords sprinkled throughout your resume, like I mentioned before. Keywords are the words that the ATS software is scanning for, and I talked about that previously. If you don't include the right terms or the right keywords, there's a good chance your resume won't even make it to a human being. So what do? Again, look directly at the job description for guidance. Pull from the job description. So for example, if they mention customer satisfaction and problem resolution or CRM tools in the job ad, those are your keywords and phrases. The more you match the language they're using, the better your chances of getting noticed. And you don't want to just cram these in at random. You want to place them naturally within your experience and your skills and your summary. Think of it like speaking their language. You're showing that you're on the same page. So let's go a little deeper into the remaining pieces of the resume in part 2. Click the video on your screen and I'll see you in the next video.